space and timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fear and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the Twilight Zone.
Here you are, ladies and gentlemen. Nice things for the home. Wearing toys, everything. Special July cleanup sale.
Street scene, summer, the president, man on the sidewalk, age 60-ish, occupation, pitchman, name Lou Bookman, a fixture of the summer, a rather minor component to a hot July, a nondescript, commonplace little man whose life is a treadmill built out of sidewalks. Lou Bookman, a walking rebuttal to the American dream that states that success can be carved, gouged, and grubbed out of log cabins and tenements. Because Lou Bookman has not even a nodding acquaintance with success, and his dreams only extend from the curb to the sidewalk. But, in just a moment, Lou Bookman will have something to occupy his time which transcends both success and failure. He'll have to concern himself with survival, because as of 3 o'clock this hot July, Mr. Bookman will be stalked by Mr. Death.
What are you selling today, Lou? Toys, Lou? Were you selling toys?
Now, you know what they are?
Toys, Lou, huh?
These are not just toys. Just toys anyone can sell. You can go to the Five and get just toys. These are not just toys. These are the toy wonders of the world.
Go ahead, Lou. Give me the pitch.
Ladies and gentlemen, the toys you now hold in your hand come from a remote corner of the mysterious Tibetan mountain country. They are forged, patterned, and shaped by strange little men who work underground. And in their final operation,
They're subject to the strange life doors.
you know it by heart. Bookman Social and ice cream out after supper. Usual time, don't forget. You're the man from the sidewalk. I saw you writing things in your book.
You are Lou Bookman, aren't you?
That's right. Louis J. Bookman. Something I can show you? Something in college days, maybe?
Mr. Bookman, I'm not here to buy anything. Now let's get down to business, shall we? Louis J. Bookman, age 69, right?
70 in September.
Occupation, pitchman, right?
That's right. Are you a census taker?
Born in New York City, 1890.
1890. That's right.
Father Jacob Bookman, Mother Flora Bookman, father's place of birth Detroit, Michigan, mother's place of birth Syracuse, New York. Right.
That's right. My, you have it all down.
We have to keep these things efficient. Now today is July 19th, and your departure is set for midnight.
My departure. Excuse me. Hi, Maggie.
The key's bent, Lou. Can you fix it?
Oh, here's your trouble right here. See this cogwheel here? You've bent on the key when you've been winding in. I'd introduce you to, only I don't know your name.
No need.
I think I got it now, Lou.
This man here has come to ask me a lot of questions. You're not the police, are you?
Hardly.
Kind of gave me a turn. I'm glad he's not the police. I've got my vendor's license around here someplace. I thought maybe I forgot to renew it or something.
Who's the police, Lou?
This gentleman here.
What gentleman?
That gentleman.
What gentleman?
Mr. Bookman, she can't see me or hear me.
Why not?
Why not what, Lou?
Why can't you see him or hear him?
See who, Lou? It looks great now, Lou. Thanks and all but. See you after supper, huh?
Wait a minute. What about a marriage? Aren't you going to say goodbye?
Yeah. Bye, Lou. Thanks a lot.
I mean, to the gentleman.
It's a game! The Invisible Man! Goodbye, Invisible Man. See you after supper, Lou.
I can see you, yet she can't.
Only those who are to accompany me can see me, Mr. Bookman. Understand, Mr. Bookman, only those who are to accompany me can see me. Now, don't you think you'd better be making your arrangements?
My arrangements for what?
For your departure.
My departure where?
You still don't get it? I never will understand you people. You get this idiotic notion that life goes on forever, and of course it doesn't. Everyone has to go sometime.
Go. You mean?
That's right. And what I further don't understand is how can you appreciate the nature of your departure? Think of all the poor souls who go in violent accidents. These are the non-precognition victims. We are not permitted to forewarn them. But you, Mr. Bookman, fall into the category of natural causes.
Natural causes? I find you a very devious sort. Not to say dishonest. Why don't you say what you mean?
Mr. Bookman, I have done everything but phone your own undertaker. How much clearer do you want it? If you still don't know who I am, you are the most dense man I have ever come up against.
You're dead.
Exactly. Now shall we get down to business? Time of departure is set for midnight. I trust that will suit you. Preordination is for death during sleep. I trust this also will be with your approval. You'll find this a relatively simple and painless and barely noticeable.
Please! I don't want to go.
They never do.
But I can't go yet. I'm a healthy man. Outside of a cold last winter and an infected sliver, I don't think I've been sick in the past 4 years.
That's as it may be, Mr. Bookman. But departure is set for midnight, and departure will be at midnight.
Well, don't I have anything to say about that?
Well, we do listen to appeals, but frankly, Mr. Bookman, there's not much here in the way of an extenuating circumstance. Now, there are 3 major categories of appeals. The first is hardship cases. Now, do you have a wife or a family who might suffer your demise beyond a reasonable point?
No, no family.
Second is priority cases. Statesmen, scientists, men on the verge of discoveries. I trust you're not in the middle of any major scientific breakthroughs at the moment.
No, I'm not. What about the third category?
Well, Mr. Bookman, that would be unfinished business of a major nature.
I've never made a successful pitch. I mean, the big pitch. A pitch so big, the sky would open up. A pitch for the angels. I guess that wouldn't mean much to you, but mean a great deal to me. It would mean that for once in my life, I could be successful at something. One moment where the children would be able to feel proud of me.
Children?
I've always had a rather fondness for children.
Yes, that's in the record here. Trouble is, Mr. Bookman, you'd require a delay until
I can make a pitch. I mean, the kind of one I told you about.
One for the angels, you mean? I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Bookman, but in these cases with reference is made to unfinished business of a major nature, well, the only interpretation to be made. What I mean to say, Mr. Bookman, is that success in a given professional venture is really hardly of a major. I mean a great deal to you, does it?
A great deal.
All right, Mr. Bookman, under the circumstances, I believe we can grant you a delay.
Until?
What do you mean, until? Until you made this pitch you're talking about.
I can stay alive until then?
That's the arrangement.
I think that's a fine bargain, Mr. I didn't catch your name.
Now about this pitch, Mr. Bookman, when might we expect it?
When? Soon. Maybe not this year, maybe not next year, but soon.
Mr. Bookman, I have a strange feeling that you're taking advantage of us.
Oh, well, no, do you really? Well, that's a pity, because I am. I won't make any pitches at all. I won't harm to even open my mouth. Wow. Think you'll get me? Well, I just...
Really, Mr. Bookman? This is far more serious than you imagine. Much more complicated than you realize what you've just done. Here we have gone out of our way to accommodate you, and this is how you repay us. Mr. Bookman, it won't just end here, you understand. There will be consequences.
That's what that means, for your information, you have made your bed, now you shall sleep in it. You say I won't go until I make that pitch? Well, all right. You'll have to wait until I make that pitch. And young man, I can say this without fear of contradiction. You have got a long wait.
That may well be, Mr. Bookman. But since you won't come with me, we have been forced to select an alternative.
Someone, call a doctor! You're gonna be just fine, Maggie. You're gonna be just fine.
Hi, Lou. Who's that man?
No, you can't take her. No, sir, you can't take her. I'll go. I'll go as planned. Never mind about the pitch. I'll go right now. Mr. Death, please, I'll go. You mustn't take the little girl. Please, Mr. Death, I'll go. Doctor?
I don't know. She reminded me of a sick little girl. We'll know by midnight. I think she'll hit a crisis by then.
By midnight?
I think by then.
I won't let him come in. He won't come in.
I most certainly do. It's a quarter till 12. In 15 minutes, midnight. That's my appointment.
Mr. Death, the little girl is only 6 years old. Please. I'm ready now.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I had to make other arrangements. It's impossible to change them now. She's to come with me at midnight. So I must be in there at midnight.
And if you're not in there by midnight?
Well, that would be pretty much unheard of. If I wasn't in there precisely at midnight, well, the whole timetable would be upset. Oh, I know it's unheard of. What are you doing, Mr. Bookman?
What am I doing? Oh, nothing. Just setting up a pitch is all.
At this time of night?
No, I very often have late night sales. Very often.
Not many customers.
Oh, they come. They show up. You're here anyway.
Oh, yes, I do. I'm afraid I'm not much of a customer.
How do you know? Have you ever seen my stock? Now, you take a tie like this right here.
Like what?
Oh, excuse me. Like this, right here. What does this look like to you?
It looks like a tie.
Feel it.
So?
If you'll feast your eyes, my good man, on one of the most exciting inventions is atomic energy. A simulated silk so fabulously conceived as to mystify even the ancient Chinese silk manufacturers. A perfection of detail, and almost unbelievable attention to detail. A peek at interweaving of Rasmusatness. Witness, if you will, a demonstration of tensile strength. Feel this, if you will, sir. Unbelievable, isn't it? As strong as steel and as delicate as Samsung silk. Picture, if you will, 300 years of backbreaking research and labor to develop this, the absolute ultimate in thread. And what will you pay for this fabulous, I do say fabulous, incredible and amazing development of the tailor's art? Will you pay $20 or $10 or even $5? You may indeed be trying to purchase this at a store. This is unavailable in stores. It is smuggled in by oriental birds specially trained for ocean travel, each carrying a minute quantity in a small satchel underneath their ruby throats. It takes 832 crossings to supply enough thread to go around one spool. And tonight, as my special, get acquainted introductory mid-July hot summer sale, I offer you this thread not at $30, not at $20 or $10, but for the ridiculously low price of 25 cents a spool.
We'll take everything you have.
Sewing needles, yarn, simulated cashmere socks, lots of leather, shoelaces, genuine static eradicator, fits in any standard radio, suntan oil, eczema powder, athlete's foot destroyer. How about nice suntan stars? And now, for the piece de resistance, the bargain of the evening, an item never before offered in this or any other country. One live, human, genuine manservant.
How's that?
What I offer you, sir, receive a willing, high-worthy, highly sophisticated right-hand man to see in any capacity you see fit.
How's that?
Me, Louis J. Bookman, the first man of his kind. He comes to you with an absolute guarantee. All parts interchangeable. Comes with a certificate of 4 years serviceability. Eats little, sleeps little, rests only a fraction of the time. And there he is, at your elbow, at your beck and call, whenever needed.
Mr. Hookman, you are a very persuasive man.
I challenge any other store, wholesale house, or industry to come close to matching what I offer you here. Because, my dear man, what I offer you here.
It's midnight and I'm busy appointment.
Just give her the sentence. All she needs now is rest, but she's going to be all right.
Past 12, Mr. Bookman. You made me miss my appointment.
Thank God.
Most impressive pitch, Mr. Bookman. Excellent pitch. It had to be to make me miss my appointment.
Yes, quite effective. Best I've ever done. That's the kind of pitch I've always wanted to make. A big one. A pitch so big, sky would open up.
A pitch for the angels.
That's right. A pitch for the angels. I guess it's time for me now.
As per our agreement.
Well, I'm ready.
After you, Mr. Bookman.
Oh, excuse me, I forgot something. You never know when someone might need something up there. Up there?
Up there, Mr. Bookman. You made it.
Louis J. Bookman. To a hot July, but throughout his life, a man beloved by the children, and therefore a most important man. Couldn't happen, you say? Probably not in most places, but it did happen in the Twilight Zone.